del tuo marina.
And the second portion of our program brings us from Ireland over into sunny Italy. And the singer, as I said, is Mrs. Marion Campaneli from Worcester. And she has learned the autoharp, which she is playing, and she has many songs lined up, not just for this week, but for weeks to come on Folk Festival. Welcome, Mrs. Campaneli.
Hello, Claire.
And what were you playing?
Oh, I was playing and singing Vieni sul mare, which is very familiar to most of the Italian people.
And it translates?
Come to the sea.
I've heard it many times and hummed it along, and it has a wonderful swaying motion of the sea. There are so many of the songs from Italy which actually give meaning to the words. You can practically discover what is in the songs, like Santa Lucia. The swaying of the boat is almost within the song itself. What is the background that you have for singing folk songs? You have other instruments that you've learned too and play with.
Well, ever since I was 9 or 10, I've really been familiar with Italian singing because my father, he used to like to play the guitar and the mandolin, and in that way I became familiar with all the Italian singing and playing, the serenading. And of course now I'm not sorry because I enjoy singing and playing very much, and I'm glad I learned. And of course most of the Italians that come from across, they have been brought up with it too, as serenading in Italy was very popular. And as you will see, the next song that I'm going to sing is a serenade. A young man would take his guitar and walk along the streets of Italy and serenade to his young lady friend, because it was very improper for a young man and a young lady to speak publicly without a chaperone. And naturally, he would want to tell her all the sweet nothings that young men do today, and he would choose this way of speaking to her through music. And this next song is just such a song, and he is telling his lady friend that she is like a flower garden whose fragrance fills the air, especially the jasmine flower. But also he tells her to come, but tells her to be very, very careful lest her mother hear her or see her. Quando nascesti voi nacque un giardino, l'odore si sentiva di lontano, l'odore si sentiva di lontano, e specialmente quel del gelsomino. Vien, 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 ricciolino d'amor, bada ben che la mamma non vede, bada ben che la mamma non senta. Vien, 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 ricciolino d'amor, bada ben che la mamma non vede, oh bell'angelo del mio cor.
Oh, thank you. And I like your adaptation with the autoharp in the background. My guest today is Marion Campaneli from Worcester, singing songs of Italy. And many of the songs from Italy have been background sources for famous classical pieces of music. And one of them I know you'll recognize, and is it Perché mia bella Nina?
That's right.
And of course, well, I think if you sing it, why don't we translate it, and then when you sing it, people will recognize it.
Well, it's about the young man, and he's asking his girlfriend why she lowers her eyes every time she sees him. And of course, it's the same reason, that her father would not like it, and her mother neither. So, how are they going to get together? That is the question.
Well, in the old days, courting was really hard in Italy,
It really
wasn't
was. But I will sing the song, Perché mia bella Nina. Perché mia bella Nina abbassa gli occhi, lor quanto tu mi incontri per la via. Babbo non vuole, la mamma nemmeno, come faremo, come faremo? Babbo non vuole, la mamma nemmeno, come faremo per fare l'amore? Mi guardo, ti diranno gli occhi miei, che la speranza e il mio amore tu sei. Babbo non vuole, la mamma nemmeno, come faremo, come faremo? Babbo non vuole, la mamma nemmeno, come faremo per fare l'amore?
Oh, thank you again. I should say grazie tante, isn't that right? Grazie
Yes, that's
tante.
the correct way to say it.
And the Capriccio Italian comes to light in our little song. The songs from Italy, north and south, in many cases, sad, and others are very light and gay, and some of them are even childlike and foolish. And I understand you have one next that is...
Yes, it is a little silly ditty, but it's cute. It's about a young lady who would like a husband, but not the responsibilities that go with it. And so a word of advice from one of her friends, and he tells her that the best thing for her to do is to leave the husbands and troubles alone and just lead her life of freedom. It's Tu vuoi marito o Nina? Tu vuoi marito Nino, ma questa è grossa assai, la vita che tu fai ti toccherà cambiare. Balanzè, balanzè, fai la vita di signore, un bacino che dono a te, oh madama balanzè. Ah, se ti piace Nina la vita che tu fai, marito lascia i guai, rimane in libertà. Balanzè, balanzè, fai la vita di signore, un bacino che dono a te, oh madama balanzè.
I caught a little bit of the spirit of Italy in your song, Marion. And I know that we're in for many, many more songs from Italy, played on the autoharp.
Next song is Sei belli negli occhi. And this is about a young man who is in love, and he is telling his sweetheart how beautiful she is to him, and he is going to say goodbye to her. And naturally, she feels very unhappy about it, and he is trying to console her. The name of it is Sei belli negli occhi. Ah no, no, non pianger, coraggio ben mio, quest'ultimo addio ricevi da me. Sei bella nel riso, sei bella nel pianto, e Barbara Stella mi parta da te. Ah no, no, non pianger, coraggio ben mio, quest'ultimo addio ricevi da me.
Grazie. Again, Marion Campaneli. And when I was in Florence and in Rome, I had many, many wonderful singing experiences with people. I was in the little shop near the baptistry in the center of Florence, and I heard somebody singing, "Deep rive, my home," and I said from the other side of the counter, "Is over Jordan." And he looked up at me and he said, "Oh, American song, cantar for me." And we swapped many wonderful songs from that afternoon on. And of course he sang Santa Lucia and many of your favorites. What one are you going to sing next for us?
A nice gay little ditty. It's called O Pescator del Onda, which means O Fisher in the Ocean. And it is about a fisherman, and the lady goes to him and says, "Come fish a while by me." And she had lost her ring, and she was looking for it. And she tells him that she will give him 100 scudi if he would find it for her. Scudi means dollars. My next song will be O Pescator dell'Onda. And the song is about a fisher in the ocean. His name was Fideline, and a young lady asks him to find her ring, and she will pay him 100 scudi, and of course scudi means dollars, and also she will give him her gay little purse. O pescador dell'onda, Fidelin, o pescador dell'onda, Fidelin, vieni a pescare in qua, con la bella sua barca, con la bella se ne va, Fidelin, lin, là. Che cosa vuoi che io peschi, Fidelin? Che cosa vuoi che io peschi, Fidelin? L'anella che mi casca, con la bella sua barca, con la bella se ne va, Fidelin, lin, là. Ti darò 100 scudi, Fidelin. Dovessi star sera, figliol, mio caro, fiorito e gentil, dovessi star sera. Son stata la mia dama, signora mamma, mio cuore sta mal. Son stata la mia dama, oimè, che io muoro, oimè. Cosa valda da cena, figliol mio caro, fiorito e gentil? Cosa valda da cena? Un'anguilletta rossa, signora mamma, mio cuore sta mal. Un'anguilletta rossa, oi me, ch'io muoro, oi me.
Oh, that is sad, and it reminds me, perhaps the Italian people listening who understood the words would get the sense from these words. Lord Randall, my son, is an answering back song, and it goes something like this. Where have you been, Lord Randall, my son? Where have you been then, my pretty one? I've been to my sweetheart mother. I've been to my sweetheart mother. Make my bed soon, for I'm sick to the heart, and I fain would lay down. Which is a Scottish sort of counterpart, really. Very similar, and in the end, he whispers, I'm sick to the heart, and I fain would lay down. It's a very dramatic song.
Oh, it is.
And I thank you for bringing it in another language. And now what's the next song?
Well, the next one really needs no introduction. It's Santa Lucia.
Santa Lucia comes from, well, the city of Naples.
Napoli, O dolce Napoli.
And Lucia is the patron saint of the city, and she's revered by all the sailors who make their living on the ocean.
Sul mare luccica l'astro d'argento, placide l'onda, prosperi il vento. Sul mare luccica l'astro d'argento, placide l'onda, prospero il vento. Venite l'agile barchetta mia, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. Venite l'agile barchetta mia, Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. Con questo zifero così soave, oh com'è bella star sulla nave, su quel